What is up, guys? It's ArealR32 here, bringing you guys a brand new video. What is this, my third video today? Jeez, I've been making a lot of videos for you guys. You should be thanking me. No, I'm just messing around with you guys. But this is going to be an article, kind of a discussion about an article that my teammate Charlie Chaplin posted on Facebook. And he said this is probably the most distasteful article I have ever read. So to start off, Vexicus4666 is mentioned in this article. Alexander Thomas and Andrew Foley are mentioned in this article. And a father and son named Jim Martez and his son Byron Martez. Hopefully I pronounced that right. If I pronounced that wrong, I do apologize. And this is going to be part of True Insider for you guys. I want to bring you guys a True Insider episode today. This is going to be understanding your cards. Now you may think, Avery, this is something very simple. Anybody can understand this. Like, it's just, like, come on, you're wasting your time making this video. Not really, because it happens even to the pros. Vexy, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to use you as an example. Now, before I begin, I want to say I have nothing against Vexicus4666. I have no reason to have anything against him. He's never done anything wrong to me. He's actually helped me out. He's how I got some of my subscribers. He's let me post on his channel like 2 or 3 times now. And this, to start off, this was written by Konami Digital Entertainment. This was not written by someone like Jason Grabber-Meyer or, you know, someone else. This was written by Konami. So here's what happened. Round 1, Duel 2 between Cordero Spencer and Morgan Adams. Cordero got game 1. He was getting the crap beat out of him game 2. So basically what Vexy did was he summoned High Priestess, he revealed 3 spellbooks, special summon High Priestess, Adams negated with warning. Vexy played Spellbook of Life, banishing Temperance to bring back Priestess. He played Foolish Burial to send Stoic of Prophecy to the graveyard. Stoic added Temperance of Prophecy to his hand. He normal summoned it, then tributed it, special summoned another High Priestess from his deck. You can't do that. From Temperance of Prophecy, you cannot special summon another level 5 or higher monster during the turn you activate this effect. Now here's what Konami says. Did Cordero violate this clause? Absolutely. The Priestess whose effect was negated doesn't count because she was never summoned, but when Cordero used Spellbook of Light to bring her back, he locked himself out of using Temperance effect for the turn and didn't stop him from doing it anyways. Fortunately, this didn't turn out to be a duel-changing error. Cordero lost on the next turn anyways, but he should have known better considering it was his own card, and he had no excuse not to read it properly during and after building his deck. Morgan Adams should have read the card and noted its similarity to Potted Duality instead of allowing the play to go, or at least called a judge to confirm or deny the legality of the play. And they went on to say, you know, if a card says something during the turn you can't activate it, then you cannot do the thing, blah, 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 blah. So, Vexy, I'm assuming that you did not do it on purpose, and I'm sure you wouldn't have done it on purpose. I'm sure it was an honest mistake. You know, I've made plenty of mistakes myself where I'm just in the heat of a duel, and, like, I'll completely just lose my mind. Like, I remember one time I was in the top 8 at one of my locals, and I remember it was like 11:30 at night. I was so tired, and I was just like, oh my god, I want to go home. Like, I made so many misplays. Like, I had like, I don't even know, like, I dark holed his field when he had like 2 monsters when I could have just waited, and I mean, I was just out of it. So I'm assuming that Vexy did not mean to do it on purpose. You know, we all make our mistakes, but it's the way that Konami, I guess, wrote this article. I really had nothing too much against it because, you know, Konami's just really trying to stress the fact that people need to understand what their cards do, and I applaud them for that because people really do need to understand what their cards do. I've played so many idiots on DN where they've thought that their card does one thing when really it does something else, and then they get mad at me saying that I'm a scrub, and I'm like, you're kidding me, right? You're the one that's the garbage scrub because you can't read your card. I mean, like, I remember someone wrote an article a long time ago that DeGadget Guru was talking about that the guy was saying Yu-Gi-Oh should be simple. well, the writer said Yu-Gi-Oh should be simple. There's only so many ways though that you can write Johnny ate an apple, which is true. But I mean, I will go against Konami by saying that they are making their card readings very complicated. Like, what 7-year-old is going to understand banish? What 7-year-old is going to understand during the damage step? Like, what? Like, this game is meant for 6-year-olds and up, and way more people than 6-year-olds and up are playing this game. We have people in high school, me myself included in high school. I'm a sophomore, also known as 10th grade, and people in college and older and all that stuff. It's like, you know, you don't see a lot of 6-year-olds anymore, and if they are, then they're pretty much scrubs. I'm sorry, but this is how it is. So yeah, they just talked about, you know, you need to understand your card rulings. Oh, they talked about this one here. I remember back in the day, this used to happen a lot with Lumina and Zombie Master. Well, you know how if you have Zombie Master on the field, and if you don't have any zombies in your graveyard, then you can't use Zombie Master's effect? Well, the problem here between Alexander Thomas and Andrew Foley was Thomas summoned Mageline, Foley negated with Effect Veiler, Thomas exceeded for Tiramisu, used his effect to detach Mageline to return Mageline to his hand because of Chateau. Then Tiramisu's effect returned Foley's Max C to the deck. Tiramisu attacked and Thomas set another back row. But you can't use it. You can't use a targeting ignition effect if there aren't any targets for it. Even if paying the cost of the effect would create one. That means that Alexander's activation of Madolche Queen Tiramisu's effect was illegal. Here's the kicker though. If there was at least one Madolche card in his graveyard at the time, the move would have been legal. It's difficult to tell what effect this had on the duel, though it should be known that Alexander won the duel a few turns later. Or a few turns after, whatever, same thing. So that'd be like me playing you and I go, summon Lumina, and I have no Light Sworns in my graveyard and I go, discard Wolf, get out Wolf. You can't do that. You have to already have a valid target in your graveyard. Now, if I had a Raikou Lightsworn Hunter in my graveyard, and I went summon Lumina, discard Wolf, get out the Wolf, you can do that because you already have a valid target in your graveyard. Now, talking about this last scenario here, and then I'm going to let you guys go. It was a father and son. They were both using Romels. Basically, the dad used Abyss Sphere, played Abyss Megalo, and then he did some other stuff on Marksman and Diva. He used the Abyss Megalo's effect that he had gotten with Abyss Sphere, which he couldn't because the effect was negated, and Abyss Megalo attacked twice to beat his son. But it even says here, Jim got a bit ahead of himself, forgot that Abyss Sphere negates the on-field effects of the monster summons. I already told you guys that. The tragic thing is that there was a perfectly legal move that could have been made that would have had the same result. Jim just needed to summon Mermel Abyss line during Byron's end phase with the Abyss Sphere, then he could have used its effect to summon Abyss Megalo in the duel. And then they even say right here, one of the most common ways that play errors occurs when both players know what the end result of a play sequence is, but forget that there are intermediate steps to have been carried out to get there. So what they're basically saying is, like with the wind-up OTK, there's a way to do it, but there are certain intermediate steps, you know, little things that happen in between that help get you to that OTK. So, that's pretty much it, you guys. I'm going to put this under my True Insider playlist. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will probably post this tomorrow since today's the 23rd. It's like almost 11:40 at night. So probably like once I wake up, I'll put in the tags or whatever, monetize this or whatever. But it is written by Konami, so just know that this is Konami's words, not mine. This isn't Jason Graber-Meyer's words. It's none of that. You know, this is coming out of the mouth of the Konami officials, out of the Konami website, Konami English speakers, whatever you want to call them. So I think that's it, and Vexy, stick with your Dark Lord Turbo, unless you can learn the spellbook rulings now. Like I said, I got nothing against Vexy. I'm sure it was a mistake. You know, we all make our mistakes. You know, I'm sure Vexy mentioned it whenever he was giving his spellbook Turbo deck profile. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm sure he mentioned, you know, he made a mistake. Like I said, we all make mistakes. None of us are perfect. God didn't make us perfect. But you know, it's this article did prove. Please, guys, read your cards. And I'm not trying to bend over and kiss Konami's ass by all means. Um, we have a love-hate relationship with Konami, but I am surprised that this came out of the mouth of Konami from a company, from a well-known company that a lot of people look up to. Well, I guess some people look up to. I know I don't. But yeah, I think that they definitely need to word their stuff better, and but they definitely explained it very well. I will give them that. So, I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and subscribe.